Okay, welcome you all back again. Let us complete this and let us just see the next problem. After this, disallowed income. See now, what is sum of all this? Which are all disallowed?
6,000.
6,000.
700.
6,700. Okay, so disallowed revenue, they have not done anything here. You see at the credit side, gross profit only this is there. So sometimes they will mention here, okay, income from other things like house rent received, okay, or interest received on some FD or dividend received, okay. If those things are there at the right hand side here, the credit side, for example, rent received from house property, okay. So rent received from house property cannot be considered as a income from the business, okay. Rent received will become a income under the head income from house property, okay. So it's a different head altogether, so we cannot consider that income under this PGBP head. Similarly, if they have mentioned here that some dividend has been received from an Indian company or some dividend has been received from a cooperative society, okay, again these things are not a part of the business, okay, because they will be considered under the other sources of income. Any interest received on FDs, any dividend received, okay, any dividend received from cooperative societies. So all these things, they are income from other sources. So any income from other than the PGP head, we should not consider here, okay. So they are all again disallowed incomes. But anyways, in this case, there are no such disallowed incomes given here. So that is disallowed income or revenue is okay nil. So this is nil. So what is sum of all this? You said 6,700. That's correct.
1,18,200.
Okay. So the what is that? Income from business.
One.
Income from business or profit from business activity. Okay. Income from business is 1,18,200.
18,200.
Okay, that's correct. Okay. So this is the solution. Okay. So 1,18,200. See, he has in his, you can see here, in his P&L account, he has mentioned that net profit taxable is 1,11,500. But then you can see here, we are getting a different figure. Okay. So he has claimed 1,11,500 as the taxable income from business. But after adding back the disallowed expenses, now it has increased to 1,18,200. Okay. So income from business 1,18,200. What is going to be taxed? Okay, not 1,11,500 that he has mentioned in his P&L account. Okay, the problems on this PGEP are going to be like this. So we should know. Okay, the problem was going like this. Okay, so how we have started is like we have found out the net profit, what he has mentioned, 1,11,500 we have taken here, and then we went on identifying out of the expenses that he has mentioned here, which are permitted, which are not permitted. So the not permitted or disallowed expenses, we have to add them back. Okay, so we have to add all the disallowed expenses. So household expenses was added because it is personal in nature. Income tax again paid by the assessee, okay, is again personal in nature. LIC premium again it is personal in nature. Any reserves or provisions are not considered. Okay, only actual expenses are to be considered here. So bad debt reserve is also not permitted. Okay, so the sum of all this has come to 6,700. So we have to add 6,700 back to the net profit. So that has increased the income from business to 1,18,200. Okay, this is the solution, and this is how we have to solve. Okay, so this could be for 7 marks problem. Okay, so let us go to next problem now. So this is little bigger problem. We're not going to solve this here today. We are only going to understand what is given. Okay, read the problem. Dr. Biju is a medical practitioner in Mahe, Maharashtra. Okay, from the following, calculate his income from profession for the assessment year 19. Again, you can see here I have used the latest year for assessment year. Okay, if you look at the material that I have given you, okay, shared with you in the Google Classroom, so it mentions here 13, 14 or something like that. Okay, which is little old. So you don't consider the previous material that I have given. You consider what I'm going to give you now. Okay, because this is the latest figures, latest depreciation rates. Okay, latest things I'm going to use here. Okay, so now they're not given you a P&L account here. Instead, they have given you a list. Okay, they're given a list of income and okay expenditures. See, one thing you can see here, you have to identify out of all this which all form a part of revenue and which all form a part of expenditure. And from revenue, if you subtract the expenditure, that gives us the net profit or the income from business. Okay, the first one is, you see here, gross receipt from dispensary. He is a doctor, medical practitioner. Okay, so gross receipt from dispensary. Okay, 2,35,000. So this is an allowed revenue or income. Okay, second one, gross receipt from consultation. Doctors usually do consultation. So whatever he has received here, consultation fees is again allowed income. Operation fees. Okay, he has done some operations wherever he has gone and received fees for that. 2,50,000 is again a part of the income. Visiting fees. Okay, he has gone to different nursing homes, okay, private nursing homes as visiting doctor. There he has received so much visiting fees. Again, it is, yes, it is a part of the income. Gifts from patients. Okay, patients have given him gifts. You can see the patients. Okay, patients. So these patients are a part of the business. okay, part of the business. So sometimes patients, instead of giving cash, they may give in kind of in the form of kind, that is in the form of gifts. So again, it is also an allowed income. Okay, medicines purchased. Okay, he has purchased the medicines worth 1,25,000. Closing stock of medicines. Okay, closing stock of medicines. You can see here they have mentioned here how much he has purchased and how much is remaining at the end of the year. The difference between these two will tell you, okay, how much he has used as medicine. So now you can see here medicines used is the expenditure. So up to here, gifts from patient, visiting fee, these are all incomes. Okay. So now what starts is the expenses. Okay. So medicine expenses. Okay. We have to subtract 35,000 from 1,25,000. That gives us what is the medicine used. Okay. Medicine used in the course of running a nursing home or whatever it is a allowed expense. Then salaries paid to employees. Salaries paid to employees. This is again allowed expenditure because it comes in business. Surgical equipments purchased. Okay, you can see here surgical equipments purchased. So the surgical equipments are a part of plant and machinery. Okay, from the point of view of the doctor. Okay, because we're not going to consider the entire amount that he has spent on purchasing this, but we have to consider the depreciation for this. Okay, we have to consider the depreciation for surgical equipment at the rate of 15%. Okay, out of 48,000, we have to use the depreciation at the rate of 15% as allowable expenditure. Not the entire amount can be allowed as expenditure for the previous year, but only the depreciation at the rate of 15% on this is allowed as expenditure. Suppose surgical equipments used, okay, they are of different nature, okay, they are of life-saving nature, then rate of depreciation is different, okay. But these are ordinary surgical equipments, so the rate is 15%. Dr. Biju wanted to attend a medical seminar in Australia to update the knowledge of, okay, update the knowledge and spent an amount of 25,000. Okay, so whatever he has spent to update his knowledge required for his profession, that is again allowed. Okay, so 25,000 is permitted. Okay, medical books purchased. Medical books purchased 20,000. See, books again come under depreciation. Okay, surgical equipments, there's depreciation for this. Medical books, okay, because his profession is doctor and he has purchased books for 20,000 rupees. See, earlier to 2018, okay, earlier 2018, if no, the books were no, purchased on an annual subscription basis, okay, it was 100% depreciation was allowed. But now, okay, the latest one says that only 40% of the value of the books has to be considered. Okay, so you have to consider only 40% of the value of the books purchased as a depreciation, and that depreciation is permitted. And then again, last one. Okay, he owns a house whose MRV. Okay, this MRV here, municipal rental value. Okay, municipalities or the corporations in the given area, they fix up some value for the asset or the housing property. Okay, so that is MRV. Okay, we have MRV, we have fair rental value, we have standard rental value. Okay, like that. So MRV I have to consider municipal rental value. Okay. He owns a house whose value is 50,000. Half portion of the house is used for profession. Okay, you can see here the entire house, okay, that he is having, half portion he is using for his profession, and another half maybe he is using it for his self, or okay. And then expenses paid on the house are municipal tax at 10% of MRV. Okay. Repairs are 10,000. Renovation expenses are 30,000. Okay. Out of this, we have to observe here that whatever is used for his business, okay, only that expenditure is allowed. Okay. So maybe he is owning a house which is, having a valuation of 50,000 rupees per year MRV. Okay. So only 50% of this we have to consider, and when you can consider the municipal tax, okay, municipal tax on this, okay, on whatever he is using for his business, that is again allowed. Okay, if the municipal tax is on the municipal tax paid on the residential purpose is not considered as a allowable expenditure, but here it is. Okay, 50% of this can be allowed. Repairs, okay, repairs rupees 10,000 here. Okay, again repairs is an allowable expenditure, but then this entire 10,000 we cannot take here because 50% is used by business, other 50% is used for personal use. So 50% of repairs can be used because this is revenue in nature. Okay, this is not capital expenditure, this is a revenue expenditure. Again, renovation expenses, okay, 30,000. You can see here the renovation expenses, these are capital in nature. Okay, renovation expenditure is capital expenditure. Any capital expenditure is not allowed. Okay, renovation for the existing house. Okay, renovation for existing house, this is a capital expenditure, and no capital expenditures are allowed as no allowable expenses. Okay, so we have to consider all these things when you go for solving this problem. Okay, I think probably will not be able to. When did we start this? How much time is left out? Can you attempt to solve this? It's a big problem. This is for 10 marks. Okay, so this is a 10 marks problem, little bigger problem. I think today I have explained you about how do we go about in solving this problem. As I mentioned, they're not given net profit. Okay, you have to arrive at the net profit. Okay, for business. So they have given you the sources of income. Okay, or the revenue sources they have given. Grosses from dispensary, consultation, operation fee, visiting fee, gifts from patients. Okay, so all these things form a part of the income. Okay, you have to subtract the expenses. Okay, so medicines purchased, closing stock of medicines, salaries paid, surgical equipments. On surgical equipments, I said you have to consider the depreciation. Okay, and something he has spent to upgrade his knowledge, that is again allowed. Medical books purchase. Okay, on books again there is depreciation. Okay, on books there is depreciation. In this problem here, you have to consider depreciation for surgical equipments and depreciation for medical books. Okay, and then how do we consider residence, wherein 50% is used for business purpose, another 50% is used for the residence or housing purpose. Okay, so how do we consider the municipal taxes, how do we consider the repairs, and how do we consider the renovation expenses? Okay, so all these things we'll see in the next problem, that is on Tuesday. Okay, see, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, there are going to be no classes. I'm going to schedule the class again on Tuesday. Okay, remember this, when Tuesday I'm going to again have the class. Okay, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, no class. I'm going to schedule. I got some other PhD. One of my PhD students is having his Viva tomorrow, and so in that regard, I'm a little busy. Okay, so let us have this problem solved in the next session, that is on Tuesday. Okay, we have got only this problem and one more problem to be solved. So with that, we are going to complete this unit. Okay, unit 3, all problems will be solved. If I solve this problem, and there is one more problem, problem number 6. Okay, so there is one more last problem there. If I solve this, so our unit 3, okay, will be complete. Okay, again, this is a problem 6 is again a 10 marks problem. Okay, 5 and 6 are problem 5, problem 6 are 10 marks problems. Problem number 4, okay, 4 is 7 marks. Okay, this could come for 3 marks, whatever it is. Okay, this depreciation calculations problems could be coming for 3 marks. Okay, and again, as I was making a mention of the kind of pattern that I'm going to use. Okay, from this problem also, okay, from this unit also, I'm going to consider at least either 13 marks or 17 marks. Okay, probably I'll be having problems of 13 marks, 1 3, and there's going to be one theory for 7 marks. Okay, from this unit. From unit number 3, you'll have problems up to 13 marks, 3 marks problem, 10 marks problem, and 7 marks there is going to be a theory. Okay, so in this unit, 13 marks is for problems, only 7 marks is for theory. Okay, this is for your information. Okay. So again, focus on the problems here on this unit also. So they will come for 13 marks, 13 marks. Okay, in the exam. And one more thing, like no, I have given some assignments in IFM and the taxation management. Hope you are seeing them, because no, we don't know when is no the deadline they are going to fix up. So before that, we are supposed to have them ready. Okay. If you come across any problems in solving them or in completing the assignments, please revert back to me. Okay. So once the assignment that you are going through, okay, once they are complete, I'll be giving my deadline. Okay. I have not given the deadline so far because I got to know that you are busy with completing the other assignments. So once the other assignment deadline is over, so my deadline I'm going to give for the assignments. Okay, this is for information again. Thank you all very much. See you all next week on Tuesday. Okay, so take care. Bye all of you. Thank you all of you. Thanks all of you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
ಎಲ್ಲ